All-powerful service providers are now humiliated by SpaceX Starlink. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, is highly eager to widen and harness an aspect of technology that will make him richer, whilst also serving the most important needs of man on planet Earth, Moon, and Mars. He has dominated the automobile and space industries, and he is now fully prepared to control the internet service and communication industry. So you can call him a jack of all trades and a master of all, or the father of technology, and you'd be correct. Before Elon Musk, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos were all on the rise as the world's tech masters. But the clear difference is that Bill Gates only founded Microsoft and occasionally created a computer-related software that is doing well, but later ceased to research on the software line to discover more and more miracles that could be carried out with software development that could wow us. Jeff Bezos, on the other hand, won online sales of tangible products, referring to the renowned website Amazon. Though Bezos eventually moved into the space sector, it seems that space exploration and technology aren't his passion. We're not saying he isn't progressing in any manner, but his method doesn't excite the globe like a new invention being revealed. Only Elon Musk is capable of venturing into any sector of technology that will help the world and emerge as the overall best, particularly in the car and space exploration niches. Right now, he wants to take over the communication line by developing the most powerful service provider and network known as the Neuralink, which we are going to unveil to you in this video. Hello and welcome to TechSpace. In this video, we will demonstrate how the newly built SpaceX Starlink humiliates all internet service providers and becomes the most sought-after internet service in the United States. If you're new here, we specially invite you to join many of our lovely fans. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. It motivates us to produce more fantastic content like this, and you'll have a lifetime access to all of our high-end tech videos. First things first, let's explain to you how the Starlink all started. Starlink is the name of the satellite network being developed by SpaceX to offer worldwide broadband coverage for high-speed internet access, especially for people across the world in rural and remote areas. In 2021, SpaceX deployed more than 600 additional Starlink satellites. 60 Starlinks are launched at a time whenever SpaceX desires. According to earlier data, only roughly 1,500 Starlinks have been sent into orbit. SpaceX intends to launch at least 12,000 Starlink satellites over the next 5 years. Satellite internet is purportedly divided via space at a rate that is 47% quicker than fiber optic cable internet, which is why Elon Musk must capitalize on this advantage. The Starlinks, on the other hand, is very bright. They are visible in the night. They form what is known as a mega constellation, or groupings of satellites traveling together. This year, the Starlink produced a dramatic boost in launches and sales, as well as a significant increase in purchases. Astronomers are concerned because as the client base grows, they will need to journey into space to deploy additional satellites. Starlink satellites are also photobombing astronomical photos. They have the ability to disrupt the expert observations that have led to our current understanding of the universe. Elon Musk revealed the Starlink plan in January 2015. Though no name was disclosed at the time, Musk said that the company had already submitted paperwork with the international authorities to install around 4,000 satellites in low Earth orbit. And according to his speech, he said, "We're really talking about something that is, in the long term, like rebuilding the internet in space." So far, his predictions have come true. Musk's original estimate of the number of satellites swiftly increased, as he planned to take a piece of the projected $1 trillion global internet connection market. The Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, of the United States has given SpaceX authorization to launch 12,000 satellites, with the possibility of expanding to 30,000 in the future. To put things into perspective, there are now only roughly 2,000 functioning satellites orbiting the Earth. Starlink satellites orbit at a height of 340 miles, or nearly 550 kilometers above the planet. At that altitude, they're low enough to be driven down to Earth by atmospheric drag and burn up in a few years, rather than becoming space garbage when they expire, which is one of the issues SpaceX may hope to address with the help of the Starship. Each of the Starlinks weighs 227 kilograms and is roughly the size of a standard coffee table. You may be wondering whether the satellite can genuinely connect to the internet from your house or workplace, and the response is a resounding yes. The goal of developing the Starlink, like that of current satellite internet providers such as HughesNet or Viasat, is to sell internet access, especially to individuals in rural regions and other parts of the world that do not presently have access to high-speed high-speed broadband. Elon Musk argues that Starlink can bring high-speed broadband internet to areas where connection has been unstable or altogether unavailable using existing ground infrastructure. All that is required is that the connection be set up with a tiny satellite dish at your house or workplace to collect the signal and transmit it onto your router. There's also an Android and iOS app for Starlink that employs augmented reality to assist consumers choosing the optimum location and position for their receivers. However, the Starlink service is now only accessible in limited locations of the United States, Canada, and worldwide. But the service already claims more than 100,000 satellite terminals sent to customers, and the coverage map will continue to increase as additional satellites are added to the constellation. Starlink eventually intends to cover the whole world with a usable, high-speed Wi-Fi signal. So, how fast is Starlink's internet? Users could expect to see data rates grow from 50 to 150 megabits per second, and latency increases from 20 to 40 milliseconds in most areas over the next few months, according to SpaceX Starlink statistics. In that regard, Musk said in February that he expected the service's peak speeds to increase to 300 Mbps by the end of 2021. A guy named John Kim tested the Starlink at his house in California, as well as other places, and discovered that the average download speed was 78 megabytes per second, with a latency of about 36 milliseconds. Latency is simply the time it takes to transfer data from one location to another. Latency is significant when satellites are distant from Earth, resulting in poor performance for activities such as video chats and online gaming. Starlink satellites are approximately 60 times closer to Earth than standard satellites, resulting in decreased latency and the potential to provide applications that traditional satellite internet cannot. Customers interested in participating in Starlink's Better Than Nothing program may now place pre-orders. The service costs $99 a month plus taxes and fees, and a $500 down payment for the mountable satellite dish and router required to get it installed at home. According to the company, they are still accepting orders from clients on a first-come, first-served basis, and that certain pre-orders may take up to 6 months to complete. $99 a month is a lot of money for an internet connection, especially one that isn't quite as fast as fiber connection. But Musk believes it will be worth it for those who live in areas remote from the main town and don't have access to a reliable, fast connection at all. Despite promises to cover the whole world before the next century, Starlink's service is now confined to certain areas in specific nations, but the coverage map will expand significantly as additional satellites join the constellation. The Starlink network is now available in the following countries: the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Switzerland, Denmark, Portugal, Australia, and New Zealand. Starlink's pre-sale agreement provides the ability to request service in other countries such as Italy, Poland, Spain, and Chile. There's still a long way to go. Starlink will almost certainly require at least 10,000 satellites in orbit before it can claim to serve the majority of the world, and SpaceX has shown signs that it may want as many as 42,000 satellites in the constellation. At the moment, it's only about 20% of the way there, with coverage limited to areas between 45 and 53 degrees north of latitude. Many individuals in urbanized areas who are SpaceX lovers desire to obtain their first experience with Starlink. As a result, for now, much orders are not coming just from local destinations, rather the developed areas in accessible countries. Elon Musk has said that when additional satellites are deployed, the Starlink networking software, data speed, latency, and reliability would substantially increase, allowing cities to depend on it for routine business and organization services. Will you ever consider using Starlink internet network in your home or office?